Today on Monkey Life, Alison's on a mission to rescue female pet chimp Kalu, whose life hangs in the balance after the death of her owner.
Nobody in the world wanted her, and I was contacted to see if Monkey World could give Kalu a family of her own kind and take her on, otherwise she was going to be put down.
It means an intense 3-day turnaround trip to South Africa. But she's not travelling alone.
I've got the A-team with me, both sides.
And when they meet Kalu, it's a promising start.
She's already had a nice little chat with Jeremy, so I'm hopeful that this is gonna go okay.
And at the park, baby Gwennin Biff thinks autumn leaves are a whole pile of fun. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
You just never know how it's gonna work.
The park provides a home for more than 260 monkeys and apes from 24 different species. It's been 33 years since the late Jim Cronin welcomed 9 chimpanzees to the newly set up sanctuary of Monkey World. All were rescued from miserable, traumatic lives as beach photographers' props in Spain. Their saviours could never have suspected that all these years later, the park would still be rescuing and successfully rehabilitating primates from all over the world. Due to the illegal trafficking in wildlife, plus the pet trade, the rescue centre has sadly never stopped growing, with ever more varied species arriving. But it's the chimps that form the backbone of the park. There are now 54 of them from 14 different countries, and that number is about to increase.
Now, kicking off this year, we've got another chimpanzee come to us in need, and it's a very interesting and different story, a different kind of rescue than we've done before.
The chimp in need of a new home is Kalu, a female thought to be about 40 years old and living in South Africa. Hers is a truly remarkable story. It's said that British aristocrat and multi-million-pound heiress Patricia Cavendish O'Neill found Kalu tied to a tree outside the home of a foreign consulate in war-torn Zaire in the mid-1980s. Patricia took Kalu back to her farm, Broadlands, near Cape Town in South Africa, where the young chimp lived a privileged lifestyle as one of the family. But as she grew into adulthood, Kalu became more boisterous and uncontrollable and was moved into her own enclosure with some of Patricia's many other animals. The wealthy heiress intended to leave millions to Kalu, but later experienced financial difficulties, losing most of her fortune. Sadly, when Patricia recently passed away aged 94, there was little left for Kalu's upkeep and welfare. A close friend and neighbour contacted Monkey World to see if Alison could help.
When she passed, the people who have purchased the farm kindly allowed the animals to remain on site until homes could be found for them. And sadly for her, nobody in the world wanted her, and that's when I got the call. I was contacted to see if Monkey World could give Kalu a family of her own kind and take her on, otherwise she was going to be put down.
Despite Monkey World agreeing that no African ape should ever leave the continent, no one else came forward to help.
That's what Monkey World exists for, is to offer a place and a home for those individuals, refugees of the black market trade, or those that have been abused or neglected or are left homeless. And indeed, that's what's happened to Kalu. So yeah, we'll definitely take on the challenge. It concerns me because I don't know whether or not, how successful we'll be with her rehabilitation, but I do know that we've never had a chimpanzee come here that we haven't managed to carve out some form of lifestyle with other chimpanzees.
If everything goes to plan, Alison hopes to bring Kalu to Monkey World and introduce her to Brian and his small group. They coped well with the arrival of Nari last year from Thailand, and Alison thinks they should be able to handle another new addition.
Hopefully that will give her back what she needs, and she'll turn from being a slightly edgy, angry person back into an aggressive chimpanzee, because that's what they are, but a contented one that has a family.
6,000 miles away in South Africa, Kalu is unaware help is on its way.
Bye-bye.
As Alison heads off to the airport, along with animal director Jeremy. Ahead of them is an 11-hour flight to Cape Town, and one of the most unusual and dramatic rescues in the park's long history. Every one of the chimps at Monkey World has a story. Their behaviour and ability to fit in with others of their own kind was shaped by their early lives. The majority arrived with a combination of social, mental and physical issues. But no challenge is too big for the care team, who do everything they can to ensure each newcomer settles into life with their own kind. At Hananya's, the mixed group of 18 are youngsters compared with Bart's chimps, or the still occasionally rowdy mob at the Bachelors. 3/4 of the group are females, under 30. They arrived as young adults, some with fairly good social skills, like Kiki. Despite being kept in a cage on the side of a road in Lebanon, she adjusted to life in Hananya's group very quickly. For others, like Patricia, the process took a bit longer. She came to the park in 2005 from the Spanish island of Fuerteventura, where she was kept as a pet, living outside on a patio. She had poor social skills and was especially nervous around Hananya. But over time, they've developed a strong relationship. And today, Patricia is a nice chimp who gets on with everyone. There are just 4 males in the group, with Hananya in charge. It's taken him a long time to come to terms with his role as alpha male, and everything it entails. At first, he found disciplining his best mates Shamak and Tico, who arrived with him from Israel, a big challenge. But since the loss of Tico, life has been less taxing. He still sometimes gets it wrong, but he's a good leader, and the group like him. For 6 years, the star of the group has been young Thelma. But she's growing up fast. The all-important white tuft, marking her out as a youngster, has all but gone. And she's fast catching up in size with some of the other females. But she still likes to have fun, even if she can't get away with as much these days. Laying claim to a comfy nest Shamak built for himself is definitely a thing of the past. But it seems catching a lift off Mum Cherry is still allowed. The bleak winter weather can be challenging for the care team and their charges. Keeping the resident primates busy and active is a lot trickier when it's cold and miserable outside. At the squirrel monkey enclosure, Karen is making the most of a sunny day. She's gathered up numerous hanging baskets and is stuffing them with fallen autumn leaves. In amongst the dry foliage, she's hiding one of the squirrel monkey's favourite treats, wriggly waxworms.
Should we give him the whole box? Yeah, why not? It's a cold day.
And for something different, she's adding tamarinds in their pods. The tangy fruit is encased in a hard shell, so the squirrel monkeys will have to work hard to crack it open. There are 6 squirrel monkeys in the group, although today the 2 eldest, Topsy and Turvy, have opted to stay indoors in the warm. The other 4 have headed straight outside. intrigued to see what's on offer in the enclosure. Logan is the biggest male in the group and arrived with Lopez and Lucille 3 years ago. They were confiscated by police from appalling conditions at a house in Somerset. Since coming to the park, the trio have thrived, physically and mentally. Logan shows just how much by demonstrating his amazing core strength as he searches for a tasty waxworm. The younger male who arrived with Logan is Lopez. Boisterous and feisty, he has only one eye, which affects his depth perception. But he still rises to the challenge, snaffling a tamarind from one of the baskets. Lucille, on the other hand, is quite a laid-back lady. When she arrived, she was scrawny and clinically emaciated. But with the love and care of the staff, she's blossomed. The other member of the group taking advantage of the outdoor treats is Nueve. She's a black-capped squirrel monkey, unlike the trio from Somerset, who are common squirrel monkeys. Like Lopez, she's still a youngster, and more athletic than her older housemates. Squirrel monkeys are arboreal. They spend most of their time high up in the tree canopy, hunting for insects and fruit. Their long tails are used for balance as they run and leap around. And they've certainly shown plenty of balance skills and natural instincts as they've tucked into today's enrichment. The bitterly cold morning at the park didn't put off the younger squirrel monkeys from coming out to play. And at the Gwennin enclosure, primate care member Tez has decided she's going to try a similar fun treat to tempt its residents out into the sunshine. She's distributing big piles of fallen leaves, some in mounds on the platforms, and others high up in hanging baskets. And there are plenty of hidden treats here too.
We've got mealworms, waxworms, a little bit of popcorn just to make them come out, enjoy their enclosure, just do a little bit of foraging on this lovely frosty morning.
It's something new and different for the Gwennins, who are fairly recent arrivals at the park. They won't know what's hidden among the leaves, but in order to find out, they need to come out. Nia and her daughter Biff are first to consider braving the cold morning. They don't show much interest in the piles of leaves in their enclosure, but Dad Benny takes on the day, heads straight out and checks on the baskets. He soon realizes there are hidden treats inside. Reassured by her partner, Nia joins in, finding a pile of leaves of her own. Since arriving at the park 18 months ago, the pair, who were rescued after being stolen from the wild, have flourished, both mentally and physically, increasing in confidence every day. Now daughter Biff has become more independent, the two adults are spending more time together and growing close once again. They both love climbing in the trees, and today's enrichment is perfect for getting their bodies moving and their brains working. But they still keep a watchful eye on their daughter. Biff is an extremely confident, happy and energetic little monkey. She goes where she wants, when she wants. And today, she's discovered the leaf piles are not only full of food, but a great source of fun too. She seems to get away with pretty much anything, even purloining a leaf straight out of Mum's hand.
Biff is amazing. She actually is so fast around this enclosure. She just runs round, jumping from tree to tree. You just can't keep up with her. She is crazy fast, faster than Mum and Dad, and just amazing to watch. She's just a lovely little mini guenon. She's beautiful.
Red-bellied guenons are native to Benin in Africa. Generally, they're arboreal mangrove forest dwellers, and, like many primates, they're threatened with habitat loss. In the wild, they forage for insects, leaves, fruit, and other vegetation. They're quick and nimble with long arms and legs. Their tails, which they use for balance, are longer than the combined length of their head and body. Most guenons live in sizable family groups of females and youngsters, with a single adult male. But the family at the park are different. They live with the odd couple, Patas monkey Mitza and the park's oldest ring-tailed lemur, George. The morning sunshine eventually entices both unusual housemates out to bask in its warmth. But they're not interested in the tempting treats hidden in the leaves. They're quite content to watch the other housemates rummage around and burn off energy. Cape Town, on the southern tip of the vast African continent. Following an 11-hour flight from London, Alison and Jeremy are heading off to rescue an elderly female chimp called Kalu, who needs a new home. With them is wildlife vet John Lewis. His expertise in wildlife anesthesia will be key to making the mission a success.
It's been a long one, but we finally landed in Cape Town, and this is our first chance to really assess Kalu, but then also her environment and how we're gonna proceed, because we're not here long. We've only got 3 days to make this thing happen, so I've got the A-team with me, both sides. It's not gonna be easy, but we'll give her a go, and that's why we've all come here to do this.
Kalu is living on a farm called Broadlands, just outside Cape Town. She's lived there for most of her life. The estate belonged to her owner, Patricia Cavendish O'Neill, who recently passed away. The property is now in the hands of new owners, who allowed the chimp to stay until she could be rehomed.
Lettuce.
Instrumental to this has been Patricia's neighbour and friend, René Grobler, the owner of Monkeytown, a primate centre adjacent to Broadlands. Although he's been looking after Kalu for the last few months and helping Alison organise the move, his keepers didn't have the expertise or the facilities to integrate her with chimps there. The team from Monkey World are meeting with René before moving on to Broadlands to get their first look at the chimp.
Hello,
Hi.
welcome to Monkeytown.
Are you ready?
Renee, hi.
Yeah,
Hi,
pleasure.
Alison.
Renee, John.
Hi, John, nice to meet you.
I'm
Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy, nice to
Yeah.
meet you, Jeremy. Welcome. Here's Kalu's box.
Yay, fantastic.
Alison sent the travel crate ahead. The team check it over thoroughly to make sure it's still chimp-proof. Kalu is a fully grown adult weighing around 40 kilos and will be spending almost a day inside the box.
I just need to know that we're solid.
They don't want any mishaps.
Perfect.
All right,
Should we go see the chimp?
we can do that.
All right.
Let's go.
Alison is keen to meet Kalu. The team know very little about the chimp. All their information has come from René, and it's hard to gauge her condition and behaviour from photos and videos. It's just a short drive to Broadlands, where they find Kalu in her own enclosure with a goat for company.
Good catch. Good catch, missus.
She seems very interested in the newcomers who've come to visit her.
She's slim. She's fit, but slim.
Kalu immediately appears to develop a rapport with Jeremy.
She's fantastic. Beautiful chimp. Really good shape. Actually, a whole lot more relaxed than I anticipated. She's already had a nice little chat with Jeremy, so I'm hopeful that this is gonna go okay.
But her diet is a cause for concern. René knew Kalu's owner, Patricia Cavendish O'Neill, for many years and remembers just how fond she was of the chimp.
Mrs. O'Neill used to go in with her every day still, you know. She was the only one that could go in. Even when she was about 92 years old, she was a fragile old lady with a walking stick going in there and sitting with Kalu. Okay, she didn't give her the right diet. She gave her chippies and chockies and stuff like that, but, you know, but she never wanted her to go until she died. She really was a stubborn old lady, and she said this chimp will go nowhere.
Alison already has plans in place for Kalu when she arrives at Monkey World. She'll be introduced to Brian's mixed-sex group. But with 2 young adult males in the small troop, Alison's not taking any chances. She wants to get Kalu started on a birth control pill straight away.
I don't know if Michael has an opinion or how's the best way to get her to take them.
You want to give it to her now?
Well, I'd
right.
like to know that she gets them. Let's put it that way.
Michael.
Kalu's keeper, Michael, thinks the best way to give her the drug is mixing it in with a drink. Kalu is expert at drinking out of a bottle.
She's just taken her first birth control pill, so that's the beginning of hopefully meeting her new group and new family. No babies.
The team are working to a tight deadline.
Excellent job.
In a little over 48 hours, Kalu is scheduled to be on a flight back to the UK. But there's still a huge amount to sort out and finalise. The biggest concern is how to get Kalu safely into her travel crate.
That's the sleeping quarter, so I did put a gate on there. The keeper, he says we can get her in there quite easily.
Okay.
Unlike the apes at Monkey World, who've been taught by staff to accept an anaesthetic by hand injection, Kalu is unlikely to comply. The only alternative is to dart her. But that method comes with its own problems.
We did think before we came she would be out here,
Yes.
which is very difficult. Inside the house, it's so much easier. So that gate,
Yes.
John thinks he's found a solution. Isolating Kalu in her bedroom means she'll have less room to manoeuvre, making it easier to dart her. However, it still won't be easy. The bars and grates make a clean shot challenging. But keeper Michael may have the answer.
Full board.
yes.
His living quarters are joined to Kalu's and have a barred window sealed with a piece of plywood, which separates them.
For this job, we can make a small hole and
Yes.
hopefully dart from here. Okay, well, we have a plan. We will give her a sedative beforehand, just to
Yes.
keep her a bit quieter so she's more relaxed.
It's been a long day for everyone involved. Tomorrow, the team can start to put their plan into action. But for now, Kalu gets to enjoy her last hours on the African continent with her unusual companion. Next time on Monkey Life. A dramatic turn of events in South Africa threatens Alison's mission to rescue Kalu.
I'd like you to acknowledge that your client then is compromising the health and welfare of an endangered species.
Then, things go from bad
Oh, she's just fallen out the tree.
to worse.